Shalom, friends. Today we're going to be looking at a textual variant in our manuscript tradition that is found in 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16. And if you have a King James Bible, it will read, God was manifest in the flesh. But if you have a modern translation like a New Revised Standard, it will read, He was revealed in flesh, or Who was revealed in flesh. Now, if any of you have researched this, you will have discovered that this textual variant was discovered by Johann J. Wettstein in 1715. He went to England as part of a literary tour, and he was given full access to Codex Alexandrinus. Now, me and you will never have full access to Codex Alexandrinus. But thanks to the internet, and thanks to my good luck of having to stumble across these manuscripts online, high-resolution manuscripts, I'll be able to bring this textual variant to you, and you can pretend that you're Johann J. Wettstein 300 years ago and see this with your own eyes. Okay, I'm not going to bore you by reading this to you, but I want you to just get the feel of exactly what we're looking at here in this manuscript. The line that we're concerned with is not far from the top of the page. It's right here. And this says, Musterion theas epheneros, and then your theta eta is missing over here in this part of the manuscript. It's missing. Musterion theas ephenerothe. Now, let's zoom in and take a look at exactly what Johann J. Wettstein saw 300 years ago. Now, here what is currently supposed to be a theta sigma with a nomina sacra, every textual critic and every scholar that I know of all agree that originally this was nothing more than an omicron sigma. And omicron sigma being the relative pronoun has, meaning who. And this is how most of these creed recitals began anyways, was with a relative pronoun. So this was originally an omicron sigma. So what happened? Well, unfortunately, I can't show you with this screen here prove that this horizontal line we have right here that turned this into a nomina sacra was ink added later. Now they have many ways of knowing for sure that this line was added by a later hand, including even the dating of the ink. But it was obvious to Johann J. Wettstein that this was added later. Now, what I want you to look at, and I don't know how well you can see it, but the horizontal line going through this omicron that supposedly turned it into a theta is not a horizontal line at all. It's more of a blotch. It's sort of a square shaped or a circle, but it is not a horizontal line. So what's going on? Now remember, when you turn the page, what was in the left column is now going to be in the right column if you're looking for bleed throughs. And you can see on the other side, up top, okay, we're going to go down just a little bit where we found the capital P bleed through, and there it is. And we said we're going to count down 3 lines. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and over 9 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's where the theta should be. Now let's look up for the nomina sacra, and there it is. So here's the line that bled through, forming the nomina sacra on the other side. And if we will remember where that omicron sigma or theta sigma is positioned, we will remember that the theta is about right here, or it's actually an omicron. It's right here. And what would be in the very middle of that omicron? A place that would have been crossed by the pen twice, forming this epsilon, which means right where that splotch is, there would have been heavy ink forming this epsilon. So now that we know what's on the other side of this omicron, let's see if that sheds any light. Well, we remembered that the epsilon was shifted over slightly this way, to the left on this side, to the right on the other side of the page. And you can actually still see it. You can see the entire epsilon. I don't know if you can because of the resolution of the screen, but you can sort of see the roundness or the circumference of the epsilon right here. It's continuous and it passes right through the middle of that omicron. So what happened, folks? Well, it was originally an omicron. This epsilon bled through right here. It didn't even make a line. It made a blotch. And of course, if you're looking at it from a distance, I guess it looks a little bit like a line, and a scribe probably thought that this previous scribe had forgotten his horizontal line across the top, turning it into a nomina sacra of theos, turning who into God.